I'm AJ Green. You're watching NFL in London.
And that's recording. And here we go. It's time for another NFL in London podcast, everyone. Week 5 preview. You know what that means? The Bears are in town. Chicago Bears are here. They just landed actually a couple hours ago. And the Oakland Raiders have been here.
The shitty weather's about to come, so the Bears are here.
The really horrible weather is about.
The windy city, it's going to be down.
Oh my God! Well, you know, it's one thing I think, and we sort of put it up in one of the blog posts that was up on the website. It's a different kind of cold here. You know, when I first moved here, this Atlantic cold. If you're used to the U.S. and the Midwest, it's a different cold. It's a dry cold. It's just it's a wet cold in your bones. It's a wet in your bone cold. But the unfortunate thing is the forecast for Sunday is torrential rain.
That's all right. We're England.
You're in England, so if you're not used to it, folks, it will be around 13 degrees. They are expecting around 2 inches of rain.
Can you find out what row is covered until?
I don't think so. I think you just got to go there and find out. Look, if it's
going
to be,
really place.
You can see because it's like a toaster in the top, right? So there's going to be water that comes through.
Yeah.
But what it is going to do is slow down the play, and I think it's going to affect the over/under, which we will get into. Ryan and I will be making our picks for Week 5 of the NFL.
But first, let's talk about last night's game.
Yeah, what a hell of a game last night. Greg the Leg Zuerlein could not put it away.
Greg the Leg. That was very upsetting because I felt completely confident when I was watching it. Just like, oh, this is over. Greg the Leg's in. But it was unbelievable. And I want to say something. Russell Wilson should be considered like MVP conversation right now. There's always talk about Mahomes and everything, but no one really talks about how good Russell Wilson always is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what he does. That pass he did to Lockett in the corner was just ridiculous, and that catch was ridiculous. Yeah. DK Metcalf, 4 touchdowns. He was just unstoppable. He was amazing, and he doesn't even have like superstars around him.
No,
like it doesn't matter. He lost Doug Baldwin, their number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Hasn't missed a beat. He's playing even better than him.
He is.
I think he's just exciting to watch, and I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves. But then again, he is the highest paid quarterback, so he does get that respect.
I mean, he was one of those guys where everyone's talking about quarterbacks. I picked him and Tom Brady in most of my fantasies. I just figured I was going to the workhorses. I'm not going to all these other guys, and they're still playing.
The old seasoned vets.
The old seasoned vets. And you know what? That was pretty close game.
But he was also.
We were very close in the scores.
Jared Goff played well. It was a really good game. It was exciting. Todd Gurley got 2 touchdowns, thankfully, for my fantasy. Thank God.
For Ryan's fantasy.
Thank God, because I've been desperate for these points. But other than that, it still felt like. Actually, to be fair, like the Rams had a chance to win it. If that kick went over, I thought the Rams were actually just as good. To say who was the better team is almost impossible.
It was a back and forth game.
It was a perfectly fun Thursday game that literally came down to a kick, 2 inches.
Yeah, it was a very good
awesome.
back and forth game that went very back and forth. And the last final minutes, not able to put that kick away. Too bad, but Seattle gets another win and moves up the win column, and Los Angeles takes another loss in a row.
You know what's funny?
A gutting loss.
Is that last year it was always the Sunday night games were amazing.
Yeah.
And the Thursday night games were just bags of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this year it's completely opposite. Thursday games have been great.
Well, I think that's also...
Sunday games, like, there's been some duds, and there's been one kind of close to one, but it was still kind of shit.
I think it's because the league is also... The players have complained about the notion of the Thursday night games, how they mess up the schedule, how it's really bad for a 4-day week. So I think the league has looked at and put together some of the teams and gone, you know what? Let's put some of these big games together on Thursdays and see what happens. Because a lot of times they were dog crap games last year. So, none of the players still like it. If they could get rid of Thursdays, they would. They'd probably get rid of the England games first. But
they're not going to get rid of the Thursday games, so that's going to be a non-starter.
No,
so,
they won't.
Because it's a big success, ratings hit. And as long as the games keep are still great, then who cares?
It will
Except
be
the players. But then again, even if they got rid of it, I'd be on board. I am Switzerland.
I'm pro. Yeah,
Switzerland.
I can see that.
I am neutral.
All right, neutrality. Let's get into some of the games. Let's start with the big London game, folks. Very excited about this game. This is taking place very close to where Ryan and I are right now. 10 minutes away from where we are right now.
No, it's not. It's way
10 minute by drive. It is.
10 drive. Yeah.
Drive. 10-minute drive. In America, you do everything driving.
It's at least like a 40-minute bus.
It's 25-minute bus direct from the W3. I've done it before. It's pretty close. But Sunday, if you are going to be going to the stadium, I would recommend that you take a bus or overground tubes because there's an Arsenal match on. We've put this on the website. There's an Arsenal match on at 2. That'll get it around 4. They will close tube stations. There's be police. You'll see at every tube station. They will regulate the flow.
The horses will be out.
Well, every
Game of Thrones.
every station from Highbury and Islington, and maybe even King's Cross, all the way up to Tottenham Hale will be blocked on the Victoria line. So you might want to consider taking the overground. But it's the Bears, and Raquan Smith is in. The Bears are looking good.
What is Roquan? They haven't really said what's wrong.
I think it was an emotional. It was a.
They're saying it's just a personal thing.
Personal issue. So we're just going to go with that. Yeah, he's back.
Just say mental health, and everyone just backs off.
Yeah. Now, I mean, we are going to have to look at this because obviously Chicago at Oakland, Bears are favored by 4.5. I think that line may have been jumping. Bears 3-1. Oakland 2-2. Bears could go 4-1 in this one, and that would be great for the division. But it is going to be very rainy. It's going to be very wet, and it's going to be cold.
It's going to be sloppy.
It will be a sloppy, so it is going to benefit the running game. So maybe Montgomery actually gets used a little bit more.
Well, to be honest with you, Montgomery's been a big disappointment, considering he was considered to be maybe the front runner for maybe offensive rookie of the year. He hasn't really been impressive. He got 21 carries last week, but only for I think 53 yards.
Yeah.
It's just he's not getting the big plays that you expect out of him, and then when you see Jordan Howard the other week getting 3 touchdowns, it makes you think like that 1-2 connection of Tariq Cohen and Montgomery isn't as good as it was last year.
No, it wasn't.
And I think that's what, because you see Tariq Cohen's on like the waiver wire in all my leagues because no one even wants him anymore because he can't be trusted. This is again, I think Oakland's just because they're going against that Bears D, I can't give them a chance in this. I think, especially if Tyrell Williams, who's been having a really good season for them, if he's hurt, then
there's no one to throw to.
Yeah, he's got absolutely no one to throw to. He's got Waller, who's been incredible, the tight end, and Josh Jacobs. They're just going to take away the run. Let Derek Carr sit back there and just keep sending Khalil Mack every day.
Yeah. Well, Josh Jacobs, I mean, it's
going to be an absolute shit show.
The running game for Oakland has never faced a defense like this. They've never faced
I'm going
Josh
to this
Jacobs
game. I'm going to this game with my brother. He's bringing a vintage Raiders Randy Moss jersey for me to wear, which I'm very excited to wear.
Okay.
So I will be decked out in Raiders gear, black hole, for life, cheering for the Raiders. But I still think the Bears are going to win this pretty easily, and I think it's going to be 24-10.
I have it 21-10. I mean, I thought the over/under in this one, it was. So the point spread went to 5.5. It was 40.5.
I think it's a pretty safe point spread.
It was 41, but I think that the problem is going to be that it's going to be, because I think it's going to be 21-20. I think it's going to be under. I just think the weather is going to be too much. The wind is going to be too much. Chase Daniel, he'll be able to get rid of the ball, but you know what? In these weather conditions, it's going to be torrential out there. And so I really don't want to put a lot of points on this. It's going to be a good game. It'll be a great game. It's going to be a wet game. Enjoy it, everybody. Have
and the
fun.
funny thing is you could say, because it's the London game, it's going to be a shit game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be.
Because every game has been shit. Almost every game, except the Bills-Jags, which is actually a genuinely really good game. It's a comeback game. It's incredible. But other than that, every game I've been to has been absolutely... I went to the Titans-Chargers game last year. It was kind of exciting, but it was still shit at the same time. Yeah, London's really been given a bad luck of running.
Well, it's also
games.
the players. We've talked to a lot of the players when they come here.
For this to be an exciting game, I just think that Bears D is just too much. And in this type of environment, the rain, the mud, this is the perfect environment for that defense to just go off.
Well, they should grind him. And I mean, we have talked, Ryan and I have been to some of the press conferences before here, and the players do not like coming here. I think it messes up their schedule. Most of them don't. Most of them don't. But you know what? Hopefully that'll change. The stadium is nice. It's an American-style football stadium. When we did go watch it at Twickenham, that was quite horrible to actually have an NFL experience there, walking through people's yards and they're setting up crap in the front. Yeah, it wasn't as good, and there's no tailgating.
But I'm excited to see this new stadium. So
stadium is great. $6.50 a beer. Enjoy. Save up your money.
Okay.
So I've got that one 20-10.
Still cheaper than Canada.
It is. We move to the next one. We're talking Jacksonville, Carolina. It's the battle of the rookies that everyone thinks is so great. It's Gardner Minshew versus Kyle Allen.
Magnum PI quarterback.
But both 2-2 teams. But is there a difference in these 2-2 teams?
They're very kind of similar, to be honest with you, because they're a team that right now is playing really good defense, but they also got a young quarterback and 2 good running backs. Like Leonard Fournette's coming off a 200-yard gain.
Yeah.
Because McCaffrey has already is on pace to probably smash the records for touches in a year because he literally gets the ball almost every play. two young quarterbacks who are undefeated. No, actually, has Minshew lost? He might have lost.
Yeah,
if he hasn't lost, then very close to undefeated.
Yeah.
Playing great. Like Kyle Allen actually wasn't that great last week, but Gardner Minshew has been a revelation. He's fun. He's this story. Let's just enjoy him while he's around, because it'll be interesting when to see if he plays like a Belichick to see what Gardner Minshew is.
Oh God, yeah.
But he has an awesome mustache. And that's good enough for me.
Once the wheels come off the hype train, and it will happen for
I'd like
both
to
of
see
these kind of
Jalen
things.
Ramsey playing because this is getting ridiculous. Is he hurt?
He's still the way they're talking about. He's not going to be playing.
He's just being a child now, and this is just not a good look for him.
Yeah.
Especially if you want money, if you want to get a big contract, this is not behaving like this. It doesn't seem like it's the best way to get the big money from an owner. No other owner's going to see him doing this and being like, yeah, I'll give him highest paid in the league. A guy will just sit out and not play. So
no, I think a lot of times
he comes back.
when it comes down to this
unless
attitude
he is
stuff.
Genuinely injured, which I don't think he is.
So what's your prediction in this game, Ryan?
I am going to keep with the legend of Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
I just think there's something fun about him right now, but I'm going to say it's going to be 21-17.
21-17. Yeah, I got Carolina in this one pretty big. They're favored by 3.5. I just see it as a bigger spread for me personally. 41-point over/under. I've got this one 28-17 for Carolina. I just think that defense is actually a lot faster than they've experienced. Leonard Fournette is not going to go anywhere. That defense actually has a really good run stop. So I think they'll stop him. And then it's going to come down to the Jacksonville defense. Are they going to be able to stop Christian McCaffrey? Will Kyle Allen be able to spread the ball around, which I think he will be able to spread the ball around. So I call this Carolina 28.
28 on the Jags.
28 on the Jags.
No way.
They can be put up. They will. All right, let's go to a game that nobody wants to watch.
No.
Like nobody wants to watch. Arizona and Cincinnati. I think even Red Zone's like, no, we're good.
True, that is not true. The fact that Kyler Murray is playing is the only real reason to watch this game.
Both these teams combined are in 0-7-1.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's not going to be that much fun, but it's just who wants it. But I think this is actually Arizona's chance. I think Kyler Murray, as a young quarterback, rookie, starting, and you see another team coming in 0-4, you're 0-4, you got to beat them, right? This is your opportunity to show why you were the number one pick in the draft. The Bengals' offensive line is just absolutely decimated.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone just runs through it. They got absolutely annihilated against Pittsburgh last week. And I think Arizona, this is Kyler Murray's first win. I think he needs it. I think Cliff Kingsbury's under a lot of pressure. I don't think anyone expects anything out of Cincinnati. I think the team is literally broken. And I think it's going to be a complete blow-up rebuild after this year. You're going to see Dalton gone. You're going to see A.J. Green gone. They're going to keep Joe Mixon and Josh. But it's rough. It's going to be rough, but I'm going to go Arizona 20-14.
20-14 for Arizona. I think David Johnson's going to have a good game because Cincinnati really can't stop things with their defense. But it's Cincinnati at home. They have been playing a few teams tight. They have kept within a few games. Kyler Murray's had 12 sacks in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, that's
for
not
a guy
who's
who's supposed to be so fast, he does get sacked.
He's getting sacked a lot, so I think it's part of their O-line. I have this as a tight one, but I have Cincinnati winning this one 21-20, 1 point, keeping it close. All right, we move on to the next game. It is another woeful team. Hey, Atlanta, why don't you just give up? Atlanta at Houston.
Yeah, but then
this
again,
game now, we've got Atlanta. It's a 5-point spread for the Texans with a total of 48.5 points in this one.
This is a really tough game because of how disappointing Houston was last week against Carolina.
Yeah.
Houston should have
done
better.
The trick play. Way to go, Bill O'Brien.
They were at home. They were at home. These are the games Deshaun Watson needs to take over and win.
Yeah.
And this, again, this is just that Houston team of just when you think, like, hey, they're moving it off, they got a lot of offense going, they put up a game like that. And it's just very upsetting. And with this game, I have no idea who to pick, to be perfectly honest with you, because Atlanta, again, is a team, has all the weapons. Julio, and Calvin Ridley started off really hot, completely disappeared. You know, Hooper's playing the best, actually, of his career. And Devontae Freeman's been all right. But it's just, what is going on with Atlanta? They just can't seem to stop it, get it. It's just like they can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
It just feels like. And then Houston, it's just hard for me to pick them. But I swore last week, if Atlanta, that they were dead to me, so I'm going to pick Houston.
Okay.
Because they're at home, right? Houston at home?
Houston are at home.
Houston at home. So I'm definitely going to take them, the fact that they're at home. But I think it's going to be 27-21.
27-21 for Ryan. Yeah, I mean, you've got too many tools here in Houston's disposal. Watson, Hopkins, Fuller, you know.
But yeah, but they had that last week against Carolina.
They should be able to. Bill O'Brien,
10 points.
How the hell Bill O'Brien still has his job? I've got no idea.
Well,
he just making those idiot moves that DeAndre Hopkins passed that went nowhere. But I think that they're going to learn and they're going to stop doing trick plays and just focus on football. I think they can beat this team. I've got them, Houston, winning this one 30-24. Atlanta still will put some points on them, but I got it as a 6-point spread for the Houston Texans.
The good thing is, when Bill O'Brien probably gets fired at the end of this year, that is actually a really good job to walk into. Like, you're walking into with Deshaun Watson,
team. Yeah.
like Deshaun Watson as your quarterback, as all the next up and coming candidates. That is a great situation to walk into. So it's going to be a really coveted job, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's Bill O'Brien sent.
Unless you got get the stink of Bill O'Brien out. Sweaty ass. All right, this game, Tampa Bay pretty much won the Super Bowl last week when they put up 55 points. But Tampa Bay is now going against New Orleans. How are they going to go against this New Orleans Saints team? You've got New Orleans is a 3-point spread in this one, 47 points over under. A lot of points last week, but will Dess be able to do it? You had all these points put up, but then you have New Orleans that just basically choked without a safety word. Dallas. So and you've got Shaq Barrett, the sack machine. They call him Sack Barrett. Man, this guy's
Sack Barrett.
He's all
over the place. Tough
the
one
place
to figure out on this. Like some guy in the newspaper was like, "I got it. Let's call him Sack Barrett."
Well, he's killing it in sacks, but it's going to be tough in this game when you've got a Teddy Bridgewater who runs all over the place.
Wow.
So. The over-under in this one is 47 points. Does it move from 47? It's still 47 to 3-point spread for the Saints.
You know what? I'm going to go. This one's going to be my upset special.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay to win this.
Wow.
Just because I like what Bruce Arians is now doing. Like, James Winston looked really good last week. He had that terrible pick six the week before against the Giants, but still had a good game. He's moving the ball better. Like, with Godwin and Evans and Ronald Jones looks like he's getting a lot better. They just have a lot of weapons. Once they get O.J. Howard in, this is like a team, and with Shaq Barrett coming up, getting all these sacks, like, this is actually a team that could be fun. I think still with Teddy Bridgewater, the fact that New Orleans is 2-0 without Drew Brees. I think this is their letdown game. Yeah. I think this is the one where they probably should have won. They're at home, but I think Bruce Arians has enough offense, and I just don't believe in Teddy Bridgewater. I think he just can't put up the points, and I think Tampa Bay could easily put up 25, and I don't think Bridgewater can.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to go with them to win just 20-17. No. Yeah, 21-17.
21-17 for Tampa Bay. I have a bit more of a blowout in this one. I've got actually 62 points up in this one. I have New Orleans winning this one 35-27. New Orleans, I just think is going to be too much. They're going to move the ball around. Taysom Hill, it's in New Orleans. It's not just Drew Brees that plays well. They're going to play. It's going to be loud. It's the South, and they're ready to rise. So I have New Orleans winning this one comfortably, easily beating the spread.
No, it's not that comfortably. But
8 points.
8 points.
Better than 3. Moving on to the next game. Hey, Vikings playing the Giants. Are the Giants for real? Are you ready to face a real team and a real defense? And are you ready to face Dalvin Cook? And is the New York Giants defense ready to meet Kirk Cousins?
Wow. Because
Kirk Cousins is not liking it, and Stephon Diggs is not liking it even more.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. He's just one of those dudes. He's just an unfortunate situation. If you look at him last year, yes, they didn't have like a great year. I think they were like 8-8 or something. But he had like 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Like, if you'd ask any NFL team, would you take those stats? You'd be like, hell yes, I would take those stats. The problem is he always loses the big game when it matters. And the problem is this year now, it's a massive regression. Yeah. Because if he was still putting up 3 touchdowns a game, I don't think people would be. But right now, he's putting up like 1 touchdown a game, put up 0 against Chicago, looked completely lost, has his receivers now complaining about him, Diggs wants out. It's like he's lost the whole organization. Yeah. The good thing is they only have him for another year, but it looks like it was a massive failure of an experiment. And I think everyone's just turned on him. But the good thing is this is a good opportunity to have a turnaround game because the Giants don't have a great secondary.
No.
I actually am starting them in fantasy because my quarterback's on bye and I needed to pick up someone. I saw Kirk Cousins against the Giants. I'm like,
sure.
Kirk, if you can't do it this week against the Giants, then it's over for you. You're hearing the noise.
He won't be liking that.
This is a game to shut up the critics. So I'm going to put my faith that Kirk Cousins can at least get me 2 to 3 touchdowns against the Giants.
Okay.
So I am going to go with the Minnesota Vikings to win this game, 30-23.
30-23, 7-point spread. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that New York might be able to do is get some sacks in. They do have a pretty good pass rush, which is all right. But the combination of Thielen and Diggs, plus Dalvin Cook, I just can't see New York trying to stop that.
Especially with no Barkley.
Yeah, and Daniel Jones is going to get rushed. That defense, he's never faced a defense like this Minnesota defense, which comes at you very fast. And they will come at him very fast. And I think Minnesota's going to be angry after last week. They're going to be, and also the interesting thing will be for New York is how Golden Tate, are they going to use Golden Tate that well?
Yeah,
he's back this week.
He'll be back.
So are they going to be able to use it? I think they might be able to find some holes in the deep ball. So they might be able to score and put some points back up, but I still have Minnesota winning this one. I've got a close one, 21-17.
You know what? Yeah, it's actually going to be a fun game to watch, I think. I think Daniel Jones is going to make it really interesting. He's made the Giants season completely watchable.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't have Barkley, it's going to be a really big test for him. So let's see how the young kid does.
Let's see how the haters does.
All the haters.
Now we go to another game. Hey, the Jets are back from their bye week, and boy, do they need that. Sam Darnold still has herpes. Oh, no, he's got gonorrhea. No, he's got the kissing disease. Whatever, he's got mono. There was worried about some effect that might affect his spine. His spleen. Spine, I like spine better. But the Jets are going into the Eagles. Eagles are favored by 14 points. It's a battle of green and white.
High?
14 points in this one.
I don't like that.
Luke Falk. Is he going to Falk off in this one, or is he going to Falk on? Deshaun Jackson looks like he'll be back, and questionable is C.J. Mosley. So what's going to happen with this game when you've got 14-point favorites here and the Giants?
You got to think the fact that you've had a bye, you've had 2 weeks to prepare for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Right? So the Jets should be able to cover this spread, is my theory, even with Luke Falk in there. But then again, there is an actual chance that Sam Darnold can play this week. It's not completely ruled out. Just have to.
They were making the decision today. Actually,
been practicing,
it probably happens once this is done.
We might even know now. So there is a chance he could be playing. And if Darnold plays, I think you take that point spread because I think the Jets could actually give him a bit of a game. I think Darnold will come back with a bit of an edge on him because of how ridiculous his injury was.
Sure.
Everyone mocking it. You kind of feel like maybe he'll come with a little bit of a chip and just being like, I'm going to play. Le'Veon Bell's kind of angry. I think everyone in New York's angry about being 0-3 and how tough the schedule is. The problem is they're going into Philly. Carson Wentz looks great. He had a great game against Packers last week. The game Deshaun Jackson back. And Jordan Howard looked good, and with Miles Sanders, I think that's a nice 1-2 punch. That Kamara, Ingram, Tariq Cohen type of thing. So it's nice to have that. So, who do you like?
I like Philadelphia to smoke them. I think Philadelphia's just going to smoke them again. Philadelphia's starting to get the momentum. They started the season slow. I think that loss to Green Bay, starting off their season, capping it off. They're 2-2 now. So those 2 losses, you've got to jump above 500. I just think that they're focused. They're ready now. They've got their, having Deshaun Jackson back, getting that running game going. They're ready to smoke into it. And Jets, I think, are just still hapless. I don't think they've got it all going.
If Darnold plays, I'd want to pick the Jets to pull off some weird little upset because I think just the fact that they're 0-3 and this is Adam Gase is going to feel a lot of the pressure. I just feel like they're going to be competitive. So I'm going to say this is going to be like 24-23.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a really close game for some
Philly?
reason. For Philly, yeah.
So
I still think Philly's going to win.
All right.
To cover the spread. I don't know why. I just have a feeling the Jets are just going to be like... It's just, you don't want to go 0-4, especially if you have 2 weeks to prepare. They're going to show up. But I'm hoping Darnold plays because I think it's just more interesting. No one wants to see it.
No one wants to see it, but again, you also don't want to rush a guy because the spleen is you take a hard hit, you go down, you've got an enlarged spleen, and I think even if they do put him in, he's not going to play a full game.
Ask Chris Sims. I think that's what happened to him. He got his ruptured spleen.
Oh, really?
Hit once, just like
lacerated
spleen.
Maybe he gave it to him. Chris Sims, you dirty player. Man, here's a battle, AFC North. This battle. 2-2 Baltimore Ravens against the 1-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. What's going on here, huh? And so what's going to happen in this one where Cleveland is now sort of top of the league? Who's real? Their defense is real. And is Mason. He doesn't really have a deep ball. But will he be able to get Juju going in this? Will he be able to get the running game going? Juju has not had any sort of passes to him. It's been a horrible. I had him. He got 1 point last week. Are they going to use this? Are they just going to ground and pound? I mean, he just has quick releases. He was getting the ball off in the slots. It was pretty predictable the way the Mason was getting.
It's a really tough game to pick, to be honest with you, because I think like the Ravens have looked, even though like Lamar Jackson's had good stats at the end of the game, it hasn't been a consistent 4-quarter game. He's coming back in the fourth and having to get these points where he falls too far behind. But it's just a tough game because Pittsburgh looked good. They used Connor and they used Jalen Samuels as well, with the both of them. Their defense looked really good. And the fact that the Ravens D gave up 40 to the Browns makes me a bit worried that this is going to be a lot closer a game than initially I thought. I think it's a really tough one. I think since Baltimore gave up a 40, I think they're going to come and they're going to show the young kid a lot of looks they haven't seen, and I think the Baltimore is going to win this.
Okay.
I think it's going to be really close though. I'd say it's going to be 27-24, my favorite score.
Wow.
27-24 for the Baltimore.
For the Baltimore.
For the Baltimore Ravens.
Just trying to rhyme that
for
in
the
there.
Baltimore Ravens.
They're Dr. Zeus. I have the exact same score, but for the other team. I think Pittsburgh's going to win this one. They're at home, you know.
Yeah, no, that was my other thing.
They're at home.
Mason Rudolph's looked okay.
He's going to be okay, and it's going to be at home. It's a division rival. It's going to be a tight game. Baltimore does not have the defense that they used to have. It used to be Baltimore, such a tight, good defense, but when Cleveland spanks you it was just chucking deep balls on you. It's not that good of a defense.
Especially now, like when Baltimore was the talk of the town, then if they lose this, they're gonna be 2-3. Like this is just completely switched. Like that's how the NFL can change. Where 2 weeks ago when they were 2-0 and Lamar Jackson was the MVP of the league, and now they could be 2-3. So and it's a tough game. I think it's as easily flippable.
I think so. It's going to be an interesting game. It'll be good to have on Red Zone. If you're at the game, we'll be at the Princess Alex watching a lot of these games anyway. Join and watch it with us if you want. Here's a game that'll also be on. Not sure if we're going to watch this one. Buffalo, the Tennessee Titans. Buffalo barely, they played really well. They limited Tom Brady.
If
it weren't for that sort of block punt, they only limited to 9 points, which is pretty good.
They played great.
So
you know what? That defense played incredible. Hard side to them. Josh Allen was terrible. But this is because we don't know if he's going to play right now. Matt Barkley could be the quarterback. And the real question is, right? Like I don't know. Like Josh Allen has had 2 fourth-quarter comebacks, but to be fair, like Matt Barkley coming in, I don't think he's going to be any worse. Right. Like I think Matt Barkley can do what Josh Allen to put up the numbers that Josh Allen did it. I think Josh Allen's with his legs gives that extra danger element that Barkley won't be able to do. But I think Barkley's like a timing passer, so I think you're going to see a lot more of the short passes. So I think the Bills are going to be able to move the ball. I think he's comfortable in that offense, and I think their defense is just better. I think the Bills are going to win this. But I think it's going to be a very tough game. I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be very low scoring. I'm going to say it's going to be 14-13 Buffalo.
14-13.
It does not feel like an exciting game because I think what the Bills are able to do to Tom Brady, they're going to be able to do to Marcus Mariota. And I don't think with that secondary that they're going to get beat deep. So
I mean, I have a theory.
It's going to be low scoring and ugly and not watchable.
Well, I'm watching that game again because I read some stuff when I watched, and someone had mentioned that they thought Tom Brady was injured, and I watched that game again, the highlights, and I think he was. I think he had calf problems. He was not moving very well. His calf, his arm looked sort of sore. He wasn't getting the ball off. I think Tom Brady might have been hurt.
It'll be interesting to see.
But in this game, you got Tyler Lewin. The defense got to step up here. I think it's in Tampa. It's in Tennessee, which is a real benefit for them. It's going to be loud, crazy. I have Tennessee winning this one actually, 17-10.
Yeah. I can easily see that too.
And I
don't feel good about this game. I'm actually kind of glad I'm going to be at the Bears game. So I don't have to watch this game because I think it'll just frustrate the hell out of me.
It will.
So I will just get drunk at a
Just get drunk. And if you are going to the game, folks, bring a phone charger. If there's clear bag policy, just bring a phone charger. It's all you need. Charge your phone up. Unless you got one of them fancy phones that charges for like 10 hours.
Pass right in
you can watch Game Pass in the stadium. You should have not bad signal since it's a new stadium. Okay, now we move on to the next game, which is the Patriots, the injured Tom Brady, perhaps. They're visiting the Washington Redskins, hapless.
He's not a machine.
15.5-point favorites, 43 points over under. This is final one of the 6 p.m. games. A lot of games at 6 p.m., only 2 games at 9.
Ooh, this is Dwayne Haskins is going to go. Is he playing?
That does look like Dwayne Haskins is going to be playing.
He's playing, right?
Yeah.
So like going against that Patriots D, which from watching it last week is terrifying. Like he's going to get absolutely killed out there.
Yeah.
This is not a good situation to put him in. I don't feel good about anything Washington does. I think, but the real question is, to me, the only thing interesting about this game is how the Patriots offense looks.
Yeah.
If they can move it. Was Buffalo's D that good, or is there something wrong with the Pats offense? Is it going to struggle a bit? But again, going up against Washington, like this schedule has been ridiculous for them.
Yeah,
it's an absolute cakewalk. So it's going to be. I'm very excited to see when they actually have to play some big competition. But I think it's going to be easy for the Pats. I think they're going to win this 28-6.
Okay. I was interesting is when I started looking into this whole injury thing, because they picked up Cody Kessler as a quarterback, which means why are you picking up quarterbacks? Tom Brady injured? Something going on we should know?
You know what? Again, dude's 43 years old. Look, he could be totally.
He could be a bit injured. If his calf, it takes a little bit going, but they picked up Cody Kessler, so obviously they know that they need somebody there just in case. Was it his calf? Could have been his hand. It looked like he was barely moving on his left calf. But then Julian Edelman will be back. The wide receivers, they should be able to light them up because Washington cannot stop that. I think Edelman's going to run wild in this one. Pick him up in fantasy. Jay Gruden, is he trying to get fired? You just wonder if he's trying to get fired.
He's in a situation he's kind of made himself. Like, he never figured out the quarterback position.
Yeah.
They really suffered with the RG3 and all that falling apart. But they just had nothing going for them since then. Like, they've had, and I think there's a big argument between the GMs and the coaches about Dwayne Haskins, where maybe Jay Gruden didn't want Jay Haskins,
yeah.
and Dwayne Haskins. That's why he's not playing them.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's got no choice but to throw him in. I think he's screwed either way.
Yeah.
I think he's fired regardless because they're not going to have a good season. They're going to be at best 3-13, 4-12.
Yeah.
So, and if they play Dwayne Haskins and he has a good season, he'll probably still get fired because they're going to finish 3-13.
Yeah.
So he's screwed.
Screwed if you do, screwed if you don't, and you're still the Redskins.
So the Patriots are going to whoop them.
I have this one 28-17, though. I don't think they're going to cover 17? The spread. I have 17 points because it's in Washington. I think they're going to mess around. I think AP is going to have some fun, too. And I got them scoring some points. People can score them. I got 28-17 in this one. Yeah, that's right. Let's move on. We've only got 9 o'clock games now, and there's only 2 9 o'clock games, everybody.
Yeah, that's
Denver
weird.
at the Chargers and the big one, Green Bay at Dallas. We'll be playing both these games at the Princess Alex. Come by afterwards. You do need a ticket to get in, folks. There's going to be security at the door. If you show up and just try to walk in, you're not on the list. Fortunately, they won't let you in. Not my call, but it is security for security reasons. First game we'll go into then, Denver Broncos, the LA Chargers. Denver 0-4, Chargers 2-2. Chargers 6.5-point favorites in this one. It's the over-under is 44. They're at home, but do they really have a home? Our friend Tom, I was hoping was going to be here, but he's on his way. He's from San Diego or Los Angeles or San Angeles, whichever you want to call it. MG is back, isn't he? And Denver allowed 200 yards against Leonard Fournette. What will they do against Melvin Gordon?
They lost Bradley Chubb, which really hurts for the season. Like, to lose him is really upsetting. Because again, but Denver just feels completely lost. I think the Chargers to me don't feel like, I don't know what to think about them. I don't think they're that impressive. They don't scare me. They lost Ingram for at least I think like a month. But I think Denver is just looks so uninspiring that you kind of have to go with the Chargers. I think, again, Eckler's looks so good. To see how much they use Melvin Gordon will be something to see. I'm looking forward to seeing how much they use him. Because I think those as a 1-2 punch is pretty impressive. Yeah. It's actually going to make Rivers' job easier, play action. So hopefully with the return of Melvin Gordon, that offense takes another step. Because right now, if they're not in the conversation to compete, so they need to get that going, especially before they meet the Chiefs. So I'm going to go with the Chargers to win this. The fact that they're at home, technically. But I think they're going to win this 29-20.
29-20. 29. Interesting score.
Interesting score. You never see that score.
No, you don't. You don't see it at all. I have the Chargers winning this one, but I think Denver is going to cover this one. Only because I think they're just going to ground and pound against them. The defense for the Chargers does not look that great so far. Phillip Lindsay, I think, is going to have a good game in this one. He'll be running up. They won't be able to stop him. But I have the Chargers winning this one 30-27. Only a 3-point spread, but a lot of points in this game. Now we move on to our 9 o'clock game that's on Sky. If you're in America, it's 4 o'clock.
It's going to be a good game.
Be a great game. Green Bay Packers at Dallas. Green Bay's 3-1. Dallas 3-1. Dallas is favored by 3.5 points. Over-under is 46.5 in this one. Best quarterback that Dallas has faced thus far, Teddy Bridgewater. Will Aaron Rodgers be a difference in this mechanism? And also, Brian Bulaga looks like he's going to be out as well. So what's going to happen with a team when Dallas could only muster 10 points last week?
This sucks because Davante Adams is probably out. He has turf toe, which is the worst injury ever. Every time I've ever had like a fantasy player and they get turf toe, you're just like, because you know it's one of those like nagging injuries that never goes away. Yeah. It just drags you through the whole entire season. So his whole fantasy season now is just in the toilet. It feels. But this is an opportunity for like Valdez-Scantling to come out and have a big game. But right now, I think it really hurts Green Bay. I think it hurts their chances at this game. I think Dallas's D was awesome against Bridgewater. They played really well. There's nothing to... They're just a terrifyingly deep, really good defense. I think the fact that they lost Davante Adams is really going to hurt them. Aaron Jones doesn't inspire me. No. That's the thing that always... Whenever I watch it, Green Bay fans, like... Frank Fairnadre, they're always like, Aaron Jones is really good. But I just never see it. Like, he just never has that game where he just looks unstoppable. But I'm thinking the fact that this is in Dallas, and I think what happened with that game years ago where Rodgers threw that incredible pass and then a 50-yard field goal by Mason Crosby. But I'm going to go with Dallas getting some revenge this week. I'm going to go with Dallas with the win. I think it's going to be 23-20. I just think they have a really good defense. They can keep them scrubbed. But I'm also excited to watch Dak Prescott against his Green Bay defense, especially a Green Bay defense that got lit up by Philadelphia. So let's see how they respond. Yeah, I mean, Green Bay's got to be smarting from that. We've watched the Green Bay defense do fairly well for the first couple of weeks. And then, as you say, that humiliation against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. But again, this is Green Bay. This is Aaron Rodgers. And he does have a lot of tricks up his sleeve. And even if he doesn't have Davante Adams and Brian Bulaga, which will hurt not having Bulaga on the team, I still have the Packers winning this one. I have them winning. You chose the Packers. I chose the Packers, man. 30-28. I think it's going to be a great game. But I have them. What does the world come to? I know, but I'm going for football. I'm going for stats. I'm going to have Green Bay winning this one. Our 1 o'clock game now. It is the Indianapolis Colts, 2-2, and the Kansas City Chiefs, 4-0, undefeated. Kansas City, 11-point favorites in this one. A whole whopping 57 points. 11 points is a lot. T.Y. Hilton, look, the Colts are dropping balls like crazy. Who's he going to throw to? Because they just keep dropping. Have you noticed how many drop passes they have? You know what? I think Indianapolis has done really well this year. I think they've been competitive. I think Jacoby Brissett has been able to keep his team in every single game pretty much. The Raider game was a little bit of just a bad luck game. It felt like just felt like the kind of wheels fell apart. There's a few mistakes here and there. You're going to have those types of games. But Kansas City, again, they're not blowing teams out the way you thought they would. No. Detroit game are really good, but maybe Detroit's better than all of us gave them credit there. But right now, I think it's just a big spread, 11. Yeah, it is a big spread. I think Kansas City is going to win this game. But I think Indianapolis is going to cover. I think it's going to be 31-27. Okay. This game, because I think Mahomes had no. You said Indianapolis is going to win? No, Kansas City. Okay. Kansas City. 31-27, but I think they're going to keep it close because right now I don't see any reason why people can't move the ball in Kansas City. No, they can. And as long as you can do that, you can keep it close. But Mahomes right now, he's just got too many weapons, and I'm not betting against him. Yeah, my thing is it's in Kansas City. It's going to be loud and crazy. Yeah. And Indianapolis lost to Oakland. I mean, that's like when you see someone they're dating someone, it's like, you dated him? Mm-hmm. You lost to Oakland. So Travis Kelce, I think, is just going to rip this thing apart. This is going to be his show. He will be strong-arming. They don't have anything. They don't have an answer for him. So Mahomes, I think, is going to light this up. I've got it 42-24, a beatdown. Really? A real beatdown. You know what? It's a tough one. It's a tough game. That game's on. Because I think Indianapolis is just really well coached. Yeah. And I think Frank Reich just does a good job at keeping his team in the game. So I'm going to bet on them to keep it. That game will be on at the Princess Alex. The bar's open till 4, so you'll be able to watch most of the game. If you're hammered, there will be taxis ready for you when you're leaving. Last game that we've got here. Last game is Cleveland at San Francisco. 2-2 Browns versus 3-0 49ers. 49ers coming off a bye week. Jimmy Garoppolo, what's going on? Can he run? Is he hurt? Is he okay?
And the 49ers have a great running game. And will Chubb, will he have a factor? Will they be able to put the clamps on him? Because that front of San Francisco has been absolutely incredible.
This is a big game for
46 points. 49ers are favored by 3.5.
This is a big game for Cleveland because these are the games where you have to stack wins on each other, right? You had that big game last week against Baltimore. After everyone was doubting you, you showed up, you took a beat down to Baltimore. Now you need to stack a win on this and stack a couple because right now, if you lose to San Francisco, all the questions come back again.
Yeah.
If you have a big game, I think Odell Beckham, this is a big chance for him to have a big game. I think against Richard Sherman, it's going to be tough, but I can see that happening. I think Cleveland right now is just the better team than San Francisco. I think San Francisco's had a bit of luck.
Yeah.
3-0. I don't see them as an undefeated team in football. They don't. Even when the playoffs start, San Francisco's not even in my pick. I don't even see them as a playoff team right now. They got a great amount of running backs, they do, but I just don't think they have the offensive weapons at receiver. George Kittle, you take him away.
Yeah.
Who do you have? Marquise Goodwin?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not afraid. I think Cleveland's going to win this. I think Baker's going to have a good game. They need this especially. So I'm going to say it's going to be 31-24.
31-24. I do believe in San Francisco, actually. I think they've got a great running game. Matt Breida is going to tear this apart. I don't think Cleveland will be able to stop them. You can put a lot of points on Cleveland. Their defense is good, but you know what? San Francisco is well protected. Jimmy G will be harassed, so it's going to see what kind of accuracy he actually has out of this. But I can still see him moving this ball around. I have San Francisco winning this one, 28-21, beating them. They are at home in double denim. So make sure if you are going to that game that you do wear your jean shorts. Everyone loves to wear jean shorts to a 49ers game. That's it for our Week 4 picks. Week 5 picks? Jesus. Already. We're almost getting away to the third of the season.
Season's going to be over for some people soon.
Come join us this Sunday at the Princess Alex in Crouch End. It's going to be fun. The tickets, you have to get tickets to get on. We've pretty much getting close to sold out now, I think. So make sure you get them very quickly. We'll be glad to see you this Sunday. Everyone enjoy the game. To anyone who's coming to England or you're here, welcome to England, welcome to London, and hope you have a good time here. Please contact us if you need anything. Enjoy the week, everyone, and good football.